All right, Garrett Johnston here with Rory McIlroy. And Rory, when you think about obviously that elevated events for this year, we're at one now, but the RBC Canadian Open, do you think that might be one down the line?
Maybe it could be. I definitely think it's got the right atmosphere and the right sort of energy for a signature event. And we go to some really good venues. I thought Hamilton was the redo of Hamilton was a really good redo, a really good course. We've been to St. George's as well. So yeah, maybe one day in the future, who knows? But yeah, it's certainly a great event up there.
And I know you mentioned in your presser last week, you had mentioned that hindsight's 2020, and that if you had a chance, that you regret getting so involved as you were there with LIV and PGA Tour initially. I was just curious, like, what about that made you kind of regret that? Like, what about that hindsight?
I don't know. I just think that maybe like putting so much into it and not really getting that much back in return. But yeah, I think just people are going to do what they're going to do. People are going to make ultimately the right decisions that they feel is the best thing for themselves. And I think for me, it was just more not, I didn't, I maybe just didn't have the empathy to understand where people were coming from whenever they decided to go to LIV. And I think a couple of years down the line, I've sort of gotten a better perspective on it. And yeah, it's created this divide in the game, which is unfortunate, but hopefully in the future we can all come back together, and which would be great for everyone, great for the players, great for the fans, great for everyone involved in golf. We see it 4 times a year. I think we need to see it a few more times than that.
They say that it may not be until 2026 that if a deal did come through, that it would change the ecosystem. It would take that long. Is there any frustration with the length of it?
Not particularly, because these things take time. This thing isn't going to just happen overnight, and there's going to have to be compromises made on both sides. So 2026, I mean, if that just means we've got a year and a half left of this and 2026 looks a little different, I actually think that's a pretty good timeline, considering all the things that have to be worked out.
Yeah. Lastly, I know a guy that knows this course very well, Jon Rahm, had played this many times and dominated here. How do you feel about him in the Ryder Cup at the moment? Does it still feel like it's something that could still be worked out with him being on the Ryder Cup team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't see a world where Jon Rahm isn't on the European Ryder Cup team. Yeah, we need him. He's great in the team room. Everyone loves him. Especially at Bethpage next time. Yeah, we need Jon Rahm on that team.
With those crowds, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we need all the help we can get.
Great stuff, Rory. Always appreciate the time.
No worries. Thank you.
Cheers.